Hi guys, good afternoon. Right now it's about 1:42 p.m. and today is 17th of January 2017. So, how's it going? Today there's nothing much happening in Nifty. If you look at it, this was the morning range and Nifty broke, like first it came to the pivot point, from pivot point it went to the first R1 and now it's heading up. Right, looking at the option chain, Nifty looks very rock solid to me. So today is that day when Nifty is moving, but the stocks are not doing anything. Stocks are almost stagnant. There's not much happening in the market. Although in the since morning I've been trying to do some trade, some intraday trade, so that I can share it with you guys and tell you how to enter and how to exit. But I couldn't really enter into any one of them. Although my members have traded into Hindalco, they have traded into VEDL, they have traded into Tata Motor DVR, but I have not traded in any one of them. They have traded in ITC, but if you ask me, I have not traded because I need clarity. Like if the markets are not clear, I will not be able to enter. See, Adani Ports. Adani Ports was another trade. I definitely had it in mind, and I have told my members also, it will give you another opportunity if it crosses R2, right? Adani Ports had volume since morning in it, and I told them, if you get, I mean, now my class is over, and I told, moment you see this crossing, you know this particular point, you have another opportunity to enter into it. Even we can trade it right now from this level 435. What do I expect? Let me see what my target could be. My target could be this point, right? 442. I don't know how much money do I have. I really have traded with all my money. I have plenty of money here. So let me see if I would like to trade in Adani Ports. Adani Ports looks good to me. It has a momentum coming into it. So I'll wait for this candle to cross. If it does, I may enter into it. But this I told them in the morning itself, that there may be another opportunity that you may come across. All right. So Nifty looks very rock solid to me right now. We're it's 145. Let's see how this candle forms, and if it forms well, then it does plan to proceed ahead, go in the positive direction. Now let's look into the option chain. Option chain tells me there is no call writing happening. Rather, there is call unwinding happening, and put writing happening at the level of 10,700, right? And at this level as well. Let me just refresh and see what's happening. What are the dynamics of the market? So the call writing is increasing at the 10,800 level. Means in case if there is a ceiling to Nifty today, it will be at 10,800. Right now, where is Nifty? 10,000. 758. That is where Nifty is, right? It looks good to me. It looks very good to me, right? If Nifty goes up, I'm 100% sure Adani Ports will also go up. If you want, we can trade for 1 point, right? We will just buy some shares. I'm not going to buy many, but I'm going to buy 10 shares or 50 shares or 100 shares of Adani Ports. 100 shares of Adani Ports. What should be my stop loss? Let me just tell you what should be my stop loss. This should be my stop loss. Good, about 2 points below should be my stop loss. My target should be double than this. I'm going to put 4 points. Means wherever we are, 439 is what I'm expecting it to. 439, I am expecting it to go. This is where I expect it to go, right? I'm going to leave my order like this. If it crosses this particular point, right, which is 435.7, let me put it 7, then only I'm going to enter into it, right? That is what my plan on Adani Ports is. That is what my plan on Adani Ports is. But I will wait. I will wait. I need proper signal, right? Proper signal. Nifty should also remain positive, and Nifty is also standing on a support. So as I promised yesterday, I'm going to talk to you about, uh, crude oil. right? How do we trade in crude? So first and foremost, what I want you to do, type crude oil Zerodhaversity, right? Zerodhaversity. So go to, there are three parts, right? One, it talks about its history, then crude oil ecosystem. This is for your knowledge. You come to the part 3, right? You come to the part 3 and read about it, right? This is all, it tells you everything about the contract. So what it says, that crude is basically traded in two ways on MCX. The first way is, um, it's called crude oil, which is the big crude oil or the main contract. The other one is crude oil mini, the baby version, right? So what is there in the big contract? It says the price quote is per barrel, lot size is 100 barrel, tick size is 1 rupee, profit and loss per tick is 100 rupees. Expiry happens on 19th or 20th of every month. Delivery units 50,000 barrels. Physical quantity Mumbai or whatever the spot. Let's understand this information in better detail. So what he's saying here, the lot size is 100 barrel, which means to say that you have to buy or go long on crude oil. The value of such a contract will be lot size into the price quote. So 100 barrels into 3198, let's say the price that is going on right now is 3198. So 3,19,800 is what you will be giving. This is the contract value of the crude oil. But what about margins? How much margin will you pay if you trade in one lot of crude oil big? So it will be 9% of this cost, which is 28,782. So in fact, if you use the margin calculator and if you use everything with the overnight position, then you have to pay 32,000, 29,114, and if you want to do intraday, you will have to give just the half of it. So about 15,000 you need to spend for intraday trading, right? Then you have now what happens, this crude oil is basically have 6 months contract. Like that means if you are in the month of January, so January future will be open, February will be open, January, February, March, April, May, June future will be open, right? There are like Nifty, you have 3 months open positions. In crude you have 6 months of open positions. So what you have to do, you have to trade in the nearest future. Like if you're today is November 17th, you can, because the volumes are going to be high, so you can trade in November, you can trade in January futures, or you can trade in February futures. Don't trade in June futures. Why? Because they are far away. Okay, so every month you will see new contracts will be launched, but they'll be 6 months hence. So January, you will see the the contract for the month of June will be launched, or July will be launched, right? Similarly, mini, you have a smaller size, and how much money you need to trade in one lot of mini? It is just, if you want to take normal, it is 3,100, and if you want to do MIS, half of it, it's about 1,600 rupees is what you need, right? And of course, we're not going into crude oil arbitrage. So what I want you people to do is to read through this contract over here, to read the Zerodhaversity. Read Zerodhaversity. So I'm waiting for a trade in Adani Ports. Actually, I should have entered it long back, but I just saw it. So I'm seeing, in case it happens, I will do it. If it doesn't happen, I will not do it, right? Okay, even Nifty may have a trade because it's taking a support on the pivot point, and from here it may take a flight. All right. So what I'm saying, if you want to trade in crude, you must have GCI platform. If you will search my YouTube channel, you will get how do you upload GCI platform. And why I want it, because I get a clear picture what's happening on a day, right? What's happening on a day graph. Let me explain you. This is my same simple setup of 10, 50 and 200 moving average, right? These averages play the same role. I want to show you here. clear indication. All the moving averages came closer, and here it has taken a good support and a flight in the upper direction, right? So that means if we would have traded on 6th of October, since 6th of October, crude is in uptrend only. Crude is in uptrend only, and today again it's taking a support. Today again it opened at a certain point and it's trying to take a support. Now let me take you to the platform of Zerodha. Let me take you to the platform of Zerodha and show you what's happening in the crude oil, right? So this is crude oil platform. Now I'm going to remove it because I don't know whether I'll be trading or not in Adani ports, but I just wanted to show you guys. Now here is, crude oil. And crude oil, I have a different setup. Now this is 10 moving average, 50 moving average, 200 moving average. I have just changed RSI. What change did I do in RSI? I have made it 50, overbought 50, oversold 50. Let me show you here. RSI, I have made overbought 50, oversold 50. That means there is only one line, right? Then what I have done, a change in the RSI, and one more change I have done in RSI. I have made this as 21. Instead of 14 period, I have made it 21 period. MACD is default. And one thing that I also want you to tell, keep the time frame as 30 minutes, right? Now, wherever RSI MACD crosses over, right? At the same time, please remember, if MACD has happened, RSI cross has not happened, up to down or down to up, you will not enter into the trade, right? You will not enter into the trade. You will wait. Now, for example, look at somewhere here. RSI, MACD has crossed over. Let me take up a pen. MACD has crossed over, but RSI has not crossed over. So you will not enter into this trade, right? We are looking for position. See, stock market is all about patience. How are you patient? How is your patience? If you are patient enough, you will get good trades, you will get right trades, and when you get good and right trades, just give everything that you have, buy it. Now see here, MACD crossover, RSI crossover, and the moving averages taking a support and crossing over. This is your entry point. 3841. Until what point does it take you? 3841 here, 3841 somewhere, RSI MACD here, 3841, and from here it has gone to this point, 400 something. This is the profit you can expect. This is the profit you can expect. I hope you've understood my setup. Many people in my webinar have told me that they have earned good money. Now see here, MACD crossover, but RSI has not crossover. You'll wait for RSI to crossover, then only enter into it. And see, you have to trust your trades. You can't be, it's not correct that you want to trade, but you don't trust your trade. You have to trust your trade, right? You have to trust your trade. I need to exit my position, so I'm just looking at it, what's happening. See, if you look at it, moving average is taking a support in Nifty. To me, that's a very positive sign. And I hope that it should go up from here. Let's see, right? So I was discussing with you guys crude, right? Let's once again go back to crude. Our time frame will be 30 minutes. We have made a change in RSI, not MACD. MACD is default. RSI I have changed. Time period I have made, instead of 14, I've made it 21. And overbought, oversold, I have made 30, so that you have just one entry and one exit point. And now you can put this into any of the commodity. Let's say we put it on zinc and see what's happening, what's coming up. So wherever such a situation occurs, means wherever MACD RSI crossover takes place, this is MACD crossover, but RSI has crossed over here, right? And the moment you see this barrier being crossed, next day you can enter. Like, this is stock market is all about patience. Please remember, in commodity, my time period is 30 minutes. MACD RSI should cross over, and moving averages should all become like a support. This is zinc I'm talking about. And 214, it has gone to, for me, stock market is all about science. Like, it's not at all for me a gambling. Like, it has to have certain parameters met, then only I will go into it. Then only I'll be able to create a position into it. What's happening? So what I'm saying here, we enter at this point after moving average goes above, MACD goes up, RSI goes up, and moving average is above. Like, candlestick is above all the moving averages. So our entry point was 214. Until what point did it go? 220. Right? This is zinc. Like the way I read for you crude oil, you're going to read exactly in the same way. 214, if it goes to 220, how much money will you get? Right? Let's check what's happening. How do we calculate it? So we go to the equity in futures, and we look into the commodity, and we look into the zinc. Right? Zinc lot is basically here. Zinc is 5 metric ton. If you take 5 metric ton, then your intraday expenses are 29,411. If you take zinc mini, then it's 58116 only, right? This is only the amount that you need, right? Everything that you want, net has it, right? And also, one thing that I wanted you to Google, read about how do you, everything you should read first, make up your mind, understand. This is the zero diversity, but I was reading all about how to trade, learn how to trade crude oil in 5 steps. This is from Investopedia. Investopedia should be one platform where you go time and again to check what's happening in the market, right? Investopedia is one place where you can get answers to all your queries. So see, Nifty has gone up and touched a certain point and not being able to hold itself. So I'm going to wait for the next candle to form, and if it goes above, it may take a flight, right? So what I'm trying to tell you here is that for commodity, my parameters in RSI change a little. My time period becomes 21, overbought and oversold becomes 50-50, and when I see all of them are matching, in the sense RSI MACD should cross over, then only I create my buy position, and my candlestick pattern should be above all moving averages, right? So this is how I trade in commodity. So what I wanted to tell you here, guys, I'm starting with my webinar in Hindi on this Saturday, right? And this Saturday will be this webinar will have an added advantage that you will get the intraday trading techniques free, which is not going to be possible February onwards. February onwards, they both will become 2 different courses. Intraday will be separate, and intraday will be separate, and positional trade will be separate, right? Intraday will be separate and positional will be separate. So what I want to suggest, that if you really want to understand, as I told you, we always promise that whatever is your investment, you will get it back. You will get it back, right? So there can't be a better proposition in the market to learn about the market, because without learning, please don't enter into the market. Otherwise, you will only and only incur losses. You must have seen my YouTube views, comments from my, my members, and from my, you must have seen my repetition on my Telegram channel, right? You can see how members have been performing and how our stocks have been doing. Now, since market is in a correction mode, you please be careful. This is today's profit summary is 21,085 rupees. This is how they have had. They want good money, right? So no matter which direction market is, you will always be in the right direction. That is what the beauty of learning about the market is. I have almost taught about 600 people now, if I'm sure, and each and every, I can tell you, or maybe 500, I really don't know the number, maybe 500, you can put a good number. So all of them, once they become seasoned, once they 2-3 months they work on the way I'm telling them, they all have perfected the art of trading. And for them it's like very clear, like it's chasing the treasure in absolute jungle and finding out the treasure. That is how they all are being able to do. So if you want to learn the art of trading in every segment, whether it is equity, whether it's future, whether it's option, whether it's intraday, whether it's positional, we will teach you all the segments. And this is the benefit of this February webinar. All right. So I'm waiting for you, and I'm really looking forward to see you all there at the webinar, because once you do the learning, you will, nobody will be able to defeat you by giving you wrong tips, right? So as I said in the beginning of the year, please have 4 resolutions that you will learn about the market. That should be your first resolution. Second is you will not take the tip. Third, your money is your responsibility. And fourth is that you will not lose the money, no matter what. So with this, I'm signing off, but I want to see you all there. And next, tomorrow, we'll go ahead. I want you to watch out Crude. Why? Because there may be a trade coming up here, right? Because MACD is crossing over. Let RSI cross over, and the time frame is 30 minutes. I've told you my setup, right? You may have an entry in the crude oil, and crude may give you few points, 10, 15 points. It's a very, very good technique for intraday trading, right? I'm signing off, but please, if you use this technique and if you get good results, please send me your reports. I would like to polish my technique along with you guys. Bye bye. Good day.